All right, so up next, there's another way I want you to make it real. So we've discovered ourselves. We've made it real through materializing our whole true nature more and more in our own lives, yes? Because we're on the lookout. And if you miss those videos and you miss those practices, I want you to go back and check out those videos. So what are we going to do now to make it more real? Anybody? We're going to give it away. That whole idea of be the change you want to see in the world. Whatever you want more of, give that to other people. That's actually true. And so as you become more intimate and aware of your whole true nature and your particular giftedness, and I can hear in my head right now, in the one mind, that some of you, and some of you on the other side of that camera, are saying, I don't have a giftedness. I'm not like that creative. I don't know what is mine to do. I don't know what I have to give. My crappy self-talk is that I am unworthy and I'm not enough, which means I don't really have anything to offer. So we call BS on that. Untrue, simply untrue, not possible. Not possible in the one holy, infinite life. Your absolute, unique, authentic you is the gifting you've been given to bring to this planet. It might be the way you walk down the street, that's your gift. It might be the way that you smile at a cashier, your gift. It might be the way that you do music. It might be the way that you parent or grandparent or love your sweetheart. Don't get yourself caught up. Give your attention and your energy away to misbelief that you are somehow unworthy or not good. If you have breath in your body, you are good. It's that simple. Which also means that you have to accept that about everybody. Everybody. I'm going to give you a mini practice. I wasn't planning to do this, but if there is somebody in your world, in your life, in politics, on the TV, on your social media, in your family, in your neighborhood, whoever it is, that you truly believe is like, I can't with them. I can't with them. That you think maybe could be evil even though you don't believe in evil. I know you have some of these. I want you to picture them as a baby. I want you to picture them on the day that they were born. And I want you to put them in your arms. And I want you to cradle them. Kiss them on the forehead. That'll help you get past ideas of separation. Because we all have a story. We all had a journey that shaped that little self, that shaped our misbeliefs and our misunderstandings, and then comes through us in crappy behavior. None of us escape that. Some of us are doing great harm. But we all are the inherent good blessing of the Holy One. Without fail, there is no other possibility. It can't be true for me and then not true for somebody else. So rock them. Every time when they jump into your mind and you're like, just, let me do a practice real quick. It takes 4 seconds, baby, in my arms, rocking. Okay? But giving it away, giving your particularly good away, I want to share with you that there's a study I was hearing about in a podcast, and then I went and did some reading about for elders who are in the second half of life. And it was about what they were calling catching the second wave. And I was like, ooh, what's that? Because, I'm 50 now, because I'm in that side now. And I don't want to hear any of my friends who are much older than me say, no, you're not, you're still a baby. Yes, I am older. I'm on the south side of midlife, my friends. Yes, I am. But they were talking about catching the second wave, that one of the great indicators of contentment and life satisfaction in the second half of life was, anybody? No, it comes from, you get some of that though if you do this other thing. Service. Giving your gifts. Finding ways to give the wisdom and the experience and the learning you've done in your life back to life. That was one of the number one ways people who were reporting profound satisfaction in the second half of life and happiness was because they were in active service of giving their gifts. Whatever they are, right? It's not about I don't know, what are service? I'm not going to be the lady in the orange vest making sure kids cross the street. That is not going to be my service. Not my job. That's not my gifting. But I will forever reach out to young people who don't seem to know the truth of who they are. I am your girl. I'm going to cheerlead you every time. I will get on planes to do it. It is my gifting. It is what I am here to offer. And each of us has something to give. Each of us has spent a lifetime having experiences and gaining deeper understanding, and we must give it away. Because it's another way that not only does it gift life itself as a generous giving of our true nature, but it gifts you right back, making your wholeness and your true nature more real to you through those experiences. The other thing that they've shown in the research is that volunteering is highly associated with folks who are experiencing greater longevity. And not just because I don't know about y'all, and I'm not fully there yet, but I don't want to be super old on this planet and not able. Right? But the folks who are experiencing the greatest health and vibrant and happy later in life experiences volunteer. And they are correlated. The more someone volunteers, the more health and vibrant and happy they're experiencing. Like actual physical and mental health. I'm not talking about they're just they have sweet times. Like actual stronger hearts, lower cholesterol, lower incidences of depression and anxiety. Simply through giving of yourself. Which brings me all the way back to that first idea that the greatest gift you have to give to life is you. And the more aware of who you are and what you are and whose you are, the more you are able to show up and bring that to life. The more you are able to just pull up your seat to the table of life and be like, I'm here for you, I got it, what you need. But it starts with you letting this idea that you are divinely appointed and anointed and processing all the way from the divine down into the dirt and back up again is your true nature. And that little ego self, that little amygdala brain that wants to fight, flight, and freeze, if there's a bear in the woods that you need to run from, use it all day. That's what that is for. Somebody got a gun in your face, fight, flight, and freeze. Use all those skills that your brain has. But because somebody says a mean thing, you are not dying. We have to learn through this intimate knowing and understanding of our actual whole true nature. We must learn how to transcend triggers and trauma responses and fight and flight responses that are inappropriate to the situation. That is spiritual living. Spiritual living is not the time you sit on your lotus cushion. Spiritual living is not the time that you do the prayer. You do all of that so that you can live a spiritual life. Those are the condition creators, all of those practices. But living as your whole true self, bringing the amazing, unique, authentic you to the table of life, and generously giving of your nature is why you are here. To have that experience. To be in the flow of the life, to understand and fully embody your belonging to the oneness. And that there is no separation. Howard Thurman, who I believe to be one of my ancestors, not by blood, but by choice. He has a really famous quote that says, "Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve." Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. And if you want to keep fresh before you the truth of who you are, give it away. Give it away every day as much as you possibly can. Generously give yourself to life. This helps keep it fresh in your experience, in your conscious experience. It also, going gardening again, you know I love the gardening metaphor, I can't help myself. The more you plant in a garden bed and take up the space with the things that you want to be growing, the less room you have for the weedy things you do not want to be growing. Yes? The more you give yourself to life generously, unapologetically, authentically, the less time you have to be ruminating over here with some BS. It's a good strategy. And it will keep fresh before you the moments where you are free of doubt. It will keep fresh before you the moments where you think you are not good enough. Every time you give yourself to life, and life says, thank you. The cashier you smiled at says, oh, you're sweet. Your grandbaby mimes you and pawpaws you and jumps on your lap every chance they can get. And it just comes back. It just comes back. People want to hang out with happy people. People want to hang out with authentic, generous people. Right? It is a natural, it's like not even that deep in metaphysics. Like this is not a frequency vibration thing, although it is. But it's not complicated. Just think about the people you want to be by. Because they're giving in their nature. And not just material giving or time giving. They're giving of themselves by showing up authentically and open. Yeah? Which means you and I have to intentionally decide to give ourselves to life as a way to begin to break down, to clean away the ways we've guarded ourselves from life. Because the ways that you have protected yourself, the ways that that little self in the driver's seat said you needed to be in order to be safe, those actually have to fall away so that you can more fully show up as your wholeness. The more armored you and I are through thinking I have to show up to this thing in this way, or thinking I have to show up to a thing in this way because nobody will look at me or see me. All the ways that we armor and guard ourselves from life, they actually have to be dismantled so that your true whole nature has room to show up and give itself So that becomes another practice. And you know one of the ways that I'm going to offer you can practice? Volunteering and serving. And I want you to do it in a situation or in a community situation where you are going to bump up to things that bother you. Not kidding. I want you can join us on Wednesday night. Manar and this community, we go out and we pack food here, and then we go out onto the streets. That shit is hard, right? Because if you do that heart wide open, then you've got to let it all bother you. You've got to allow yourself to pull away, very intentionally, pull away the armor, the misconception, the us and them, and let yourself be affected through that serving. Yes? Because I think one of the things that happens when we go towards giving our gifts and we go towards volunteering and we go towards serving, particularly those of us in more privileged circumstances, is we get into like, da, 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 I will save you. Instead of, I belong to you. You and I are in this one thing called life together, and what can I do? And you're going to grow my heart. I might be able to give you a sack of food, but in this very moment, you and I are connecting in our oneness, and I am fed by that. Thank you. I am blessed through this service. And I am a blessing. Yeah? So I want everybody to consider finding an opportunity to serve. Something that fits your life, that fits your giftedness, that fits in your nature. Find some way to begin to take a seat at the table of life and give your gifts. Making it more and more real, this gift that you are to life. Making it more possible for you to realize that this micro of the macro that is you, that is always moving for greater and greater good. And that the more you give that away, you are not depleted. You are not lessened. There's not one pie. That you belong to an infinite universe. You belong to an infinite good that is ever, ever, ever expanding and evolving, and so are you. And the more you give that away, the more you realize it.